Deep in the South Pacific lies a chain of ancient sunken volcanoes. These atolls, for the most part, are completely inhospitable. On the outside, relentless ocean swell pounds the narrow strip of land, often snagging garbage from distant shores, while inside, sharp coral beaches bake under the hot sun.
We're like in the middle of a wasteland. It's crazy here.
Fresh water is scarce, and the unyielding heat makes even the simplest of tasks a challenge. For the most part, the only life you will find here is crabs and eels on land and sharks underwater. Sometimes on some of the motus, you'll find a camp occasionally. This is an abandoned camp. Often what they're doing is they're harvesting copra. Copra is a part of the coconut that they dry and sell. This is the husk of a coconut and the inside is the copra. Other times they'll be harvesting sea cucumber. Sea cucumber is dried as well and then sold to the Chinese as a delicacy. And this might be one of those sea cucumber drying racks. This one they've obviously attempted to put some solar panels on and make it a bit more permanent of a structure, but I don't think it lasted. In terms of soil, you just have coral, bits of coral, bits of sand, and that's it. It's hard in the two motus. There's a little bit of drinking. It's lonely here. I don't blame them. Oh, and the bugs. It's now evening time here and they're just coming out in full force. It is a tough place. It's a place where you wouldn't expect civilization to flourish. Yet on one of these atolls, there is a peaceful, thriving community that defies all logic. Not only in how people survive, but in how they flourish. With schools, stores, gas stations, and even an airport. This little slice of paradise is known as Makemo. 3,000 miles from New Zealand, 4,000 from the United States, a perfect pit stop on a Pacific crossing to reprovision, refuel, and simply see what life is like here. I'm Ben, that's Ashley. Together, we did the unimaginable. We sold everything and then set off on a mission to sail around the world.
Civilization. See you later.
Fishing competition, man. I think I win.
This is going to be awesome.
After 38 countries, over 40,000 nautical miles, and welcoming 2 kids along the way, we are on our second lap around the world.
It's definitely harder cruising with kids, but it's really rewarding and it's been a lot of fun having them along for the ride. And that's what this is all about. Meeting people, seeing beautiful places, and the beautiful world that we live in.
Subscribe to follow the adventure as we live a life at sea.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're at 1606 and 142.26 west. Really calm time. Kids are down for a nap. Motoring towards the pass, and then we hear a pan, 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 pan on the radio. A sailing vessel just hit a bombing, so let's see if we can find them.
I didn't get the coordinates at the beginning.
I recorded it, so I can play it back. Layla, right?
Yeah,
So
Layla. It's a beautiful, clear day, and accidents still happen. There are bombings in here that you can't see until you're like on top of them. A lot of them glow like they glow this amazing color, and they're easy to spot, and some are hard to spot.
After the volcanic island sank, 2 things happened. First, natural openings called passes formed in the outer ring, where massive volumes of water rush in and out with the tides. Second, bombings sprouted up on the inside of the lagoon, like mini high-rises, turning the lagoon into a navigational minefield for sailors.
Alright, right now we're not taking on water. Over.
Can you tell us the coordinates one more time, please?
1606 south, west 14226.
Roger that. You're about 5 miles out from us. We're at the beach, so we can get a couple dinghies over there.
There's a lot of boats in Rairoya. It's busy, guys. There's a lot of boats out sailing right now, which means luckily there's a lot of help around if you need it. And the sailors are a friendly bunch, and we like to help each other out. So, yeah, phew.
Yeah, I feel for them. He sounds stressed. It's never fun when you hit.
Anyway,
We hit before in Indonesia. It was really stressful.
there was nobody around.
Anyways, there's some other boats that are closer to him, so we'll let them deal with it.
We've really had a good time here on Rairoa, but it's time to move on. We're gonna head to Makemo and get a little civilization under our belt, let the kids go burn off some energy on the paved roads. We've been meeting people all over, but we had a great bonfire last night and it was so much fun to be with other people on the beach. We also did one just alone as a family on Father's Day, and that was also really pretty special. Cheers! Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Cheers.
So we're just about at the Atoll's entrance, the pass here on Rairoa, and it's incoming tide still. We just heard another boat go out, that went out. They said they'd had about 1.5 knots of incoming tide current with them.
This was another easy exit from an atoll. No standing waves, no whirlpools, no drama. As with most things in the Tuamotus, it's easy to be lulled into a false sense of safety.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, guess when you time it right, it's even easier.
Hopefully that's always how it's going to work. A lot of talk, a lot of fuss, and then nothing happens. But I'll show you from up top. Can you drive for a sec? So there's the edge of the reef. Here's the pass. There's a really wide one. And there's the other side. Water is so clear. It's incredible. Look at this. Bye-bye, Aurora.
Well, that is a good call, my friend.
Time to go fishing.
It's been a while. We've got a little bit of mahi left, and other than that, we're dry for fish. It's a weird thing for us. It hasn't happened before. It's time to up our game again. Guys, there's civilization here. This is crazy. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we're in a huge town. Huge for the Tuamotus, I think. So it'll be fun to check out. We're gonna go scootering today, aren't we, guys? Yeah. So it's definitely outgoing. You can see the huge whirlpools right here and the waves. It's not like massive standing waves. They're just small tidal waves. Huge whirlpool back there, massive. So when it's outgoing like this, you gotta rev the engines pretty hard. There's gonna be a few knots of current, at least a few knots of current going. Sometimes you end up just ending up going like half a knot going in. We're gonna try and stay out of the flow a little bit. We're going in the left-hand side. You wanna check it out? Let's go check it out. How does it look, Bodhi? Looks a little rough, eh? Here we go, we're moving. I see shallower on the left up here, right?
It's not too bad. We got 2 knots against us. That's not the end of the world. We can motor at 8, so we're making progress. Not as scary as it has been told in stories.
It just really depends on the pass. It really depends on the conditions. It's not slack tide, but it's not epically massive. So here we are, and we're coming in. Another thing that's good to note when you're going into the pass is that you can stay out of the main current stream when you're going against the current. You can see we're off to the left here. The main current is that huge ripple there. It might be even a knot, sometimes 2 knots faster. And if you stay off to the side, you're out of the main standing waves. There's often back eddies and sort of whirlpools and things that make the boat jerk around. But usually you can make it through on the side without hitting the force of the waves and things like that. So, what's the current?
Just a knot now. It'll get easier from here because it's not as narrow. Oh, here comes a local boat. Thinking we should put on a coffee.
Yeah. Are you gonna go to bed?
No, time for breakfast, coffee. Might rain. Looks rainy. This year, the weather in the two motus has been completely different than last time. There's a lot more lows in the Southern Ocean, which are slamming New Zealand. And they push the weather up here, so you get some influence from all the way from New Zealand all the way to up here. So I don't know, we've been having this kind of cloudy weather every week or so as a low passes below us. Maybe we'll get a nice spell here. Not complaining. Temperature is beautiful.
So people weren't kidding when they said there are a lot of bommies here and it's hard to find a sand spot. The trick is you have to drop your anchor 11 meters and land it in a sandy patch. And I think we did, but then I think we drug a bit when we were backing down. So I'm making Ben go check it. He's the free diver on Nahoa, but we've both had cold, so our ears aren't clearing. So we'll see how this goes. The other thing you can do is you can medmoor. See, there's a sailboat in here that's medmoored. The wind really comes up. I think that's what people do, but it's a little bit more work, and there's always the worry of rats. There's a lot of rats around these parts. How's the temperature this morning?
It's cold.
It's nice.
It's winter in the two motus. I should not be complaining. I'm sure it's snowing in parts of the world.
Well, a week ago you were complaining about how hot it was in the Marquesas.
I always complain.
That white thing under there? No, that's our floaty ball. So I have 3 floats out. One will be right here near the bridle, and then there's 2 more further in. Hopefully they're holding it off the coral. There's 2 things. 1, you don't want to damage the coral. And 2, if you hit the coral and you damage the coral, you're also run the risk of getting your anchor stuck around the coral.
Well, the anchor's dug in, but we're not quite straight. I think it's okay. I mean, what am I gonna do? I can't get down that deep because I just had a cold. Can you back up a bunch harder? The anchor is in a good spot, but the chain comes from the anchor over here and then back. Ashley's gonna try to back up a bit more, see if we can yank it free.
So we back down super hard. We're holding, so we're gonna just go with it.
As you guys know, we've been traveling for years, and we change countries from month to month, sometimes even week to week. And although our Starlink has been revolutionary in terms of getting online out here while sailing, it has its limits. First off, you don't get internet ashore. So when you're at a new place, you don't know where the grocery store is or the gas station or the doctor, and that's very limiting. Second off, Starlink often changes its plans and terms. So every month to month, there may be a change in the amount that you pay. There may be a change in how you're allowed to use it. You're allowed to use it offshore sometimes. You're allowed to use it in motion, and then they threaten to take that away the next month. So it's definitely still a service that's trying to figure out its terms and its pricing. That's where Yesum comes in. We've been using Yesum to easily get online wherever we are, and Yesum makes it super simple. No need for physical SIM cards anymore. First, you download the app from the App Store or Google Play. It's easy to install, and once you're in, you see a list of over 200 countries available. Let's say you're traveling to Turkey, for example, Europe or the US, and you'll see a great option for each of those destinations. You simply choose, activate, and you're online without having to hunt for a local SIM card. Honestly, Yesum has been a game changer for us while traveling. No more worrying about finding a local SIM cards or getting stuck without internet ashore. And if you're traveling or just even looking for a backup data option, check out Yesum. I highly recommend you check them out. Click the link in the description below or use our promo code NAHOA5 to get your €5 bonus on top of your balance. It just gives us that ability to be free. Not that we need to be free more, but it's truly freeing to have data while ashore, to have data without a physical SIM cards. We love Yesum. Go check it out. Use the code Nahoa5. French Polynesia is a region that stretches across more than 1,200 miles of the Pacific. It's a vast territory made up of over 100 islands, and somehow the French managed to claim all this paradise, even though it's halfway around the world. They only let visitors stay for 3 months, unless you're an EU citizen or have applied for a long stay visa. Luckily, Ashley, being married to an EU passport holder, can apply for the spousal visa once we arrive. So our first stop is keeping Ashley legal. Ugh. We come with a bit of gear.
That's nothing. The buggy is not really needed, but sometimes nice. And we're gonna go for a bit of an exercise walk, which means sometimes we go further than the kids want to.
What do you think about this naval architecture, Ash?
This is a cool boat, guys.
So the local guys here, they've got a net set up out there and they're trying to chase fish into it. We got it with, no, it's in the net. It's in the net. Almost everything here in the two motus revolves around water. And with water comes the inevitable. That plastic tote is there to keep the freshly caught fish away from the sharks.
Oh, the shark is eating it. The shark is eating their tail. And now the shark seems to be a little trapped.
Oh, these are big guys, eh? Strong.
They've got a whole bunch of parrotfish in there. Apparently these are good for eating. And there's a big concern for ciguatera, but parrotfish are apparently fine here.
What's ciguatera?
Whoa! He's gonna get out. Ciguatera is a paralytic poisoning that's in a lot of the reef fish, and it's prevalent here in the two motus. I would have expected some of the parrotfish to have it, but apparently no, and there's some big ones in there too, so there must not be a problem with it as much here. Yeah, there's a yellow pipefish.
So in a lot of French Polynesia, basically all of it, there's poison called ciguatera. It's a paralytic poisoning. It's like, I think it's dinoflagellates or something, and that live on the reef, and then the fish ingest it and it goes up through the food chain. And the bigger the fish, the more of that poison they have in it. That's why you see so many groupers out here that are so docile and so big, because no one eats them. Apparently when we were here last time, the dogs were dying when they were fed groupers, so people don't eat them. What's going on, Ash?
Silence, guys. We found the Air Tahiti office and I missed them by 1 hour. And the next time they're open is Tuesday. They're open Tuesday and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's it. I am trying to send 2 pictures and a stamp for 9,000 francs, which is about $90 US, to Tahiti. I'm trying to get a carte de séjour, which is a visa which allows me to stay in French Polynesia longer. Now, we're not planning on staying here for that long, so if it doesn't come through, we're not that fussed. But now I have everything ready and I can't send it. So I'll get it even more ready and we'll be ready to send it on Tuesday at 8 a.m. We won't miss it next time.
Island time, man. Just gotta slow down, smell the flowers. Life here, although very Tahitian, is also very much French.
The church is a huge part of the community here, and most people are Catholic on the island. Big, huge influence from the French.
A mix of Rasta ukulele music lingers in the streets, while every shop has racks and racks of fresh baguettes. Why? they're cheap as chips. The French government subsidizes the flour, but only for baguettes. If you're making hamburger buns or hot dog buns, that is a big no-no.
Here is where we order our baguettes, unless you want to get up at 5:30 in the morning when they open. So I ordered them yesterday, and we have 4 baguettes, and let's go get them. And maybe 4 croissants, which is incredible. Yeah, look at it.
Frenchland.
Very good, yeah.
Many houses are still made out of coral, while paved roads are most definitely a French funding effort. And just like in France, the town slows down for midi, the midday break for lunch and the rest.
This is the lighthouse that marks the entrance, or the village, I guess, the entrance to the pass here, the main pass on the east side of Makemo. It probably also marks it so you don't run into Makemo. Problem is, everything shuts down at noon here forever. There's limited time for shopping. You always are on sort of a schedule.
Island time and it's Frenchland. So those two combinations make it
very
impossible to get anything done, which is cool. I mean, you just gotta embrace it. But that's a double whammy right there.
Look at what we found, guys.
Wow.
This is awesome. I think I might need some more lunch. Yeah, I'm worried about. This is a really good haul. Often you can't find like these. I haven't seen these since we arrived, so I'm pretty excited. There's 2 left. Celery. Yum. Okay. Move over.
Kids always seem to have one universal language. Even if they have absolutely no clue what the other is saying, it doesn't matter. Because throwing rocks is a language everyone understands. You could drop 2 kids from opposite sides of the world on an island, and within 5 minutes, they'd be happily launching pebbles into the water like they've known each other forever.
What have we got, guys? And what is it en français? Volant. Are we gonna let the boys try it too? You try it first, right? Oh, don't cross it. Oh. Oui, c'est joli. Faut faire attention à la lumière. C'est... Oh, merci. Wow, c'est tombé.
It's really peaceful here. Like, we're standing in the middle of the main highway, and literally, like...
I would like Bodhi to be on this side of the street with us, but you know, it's pretty chilled out.
It's pretty awesome here.
There's a digger? There is indeed a digger right there.
You're on an atoll, you know, you don't really need a car. So the fact is, most people ride bikes around here. It's a really chilled, quiet, peaceful way of life I find here on these atolls, where people just slow down. You know, they're happy, they're easygoing, they're friendly. There's probably not that much crime. I don't know. Maybe they're doing it right. Maybe this is where we'll end up in life, living on some atoll in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, check that out. Isn't it beautiful? It's just, sun is just setting. The temperature has finally cooled down. There was no wind today.
So you might wonder what people do here on this atoll, and really there's only a few things. One is this, which is copra farming. If you look at the soil, I mean, look at this. It's mostly coral. You look on that side, on the water side, it's all coral, and it's just not really conducive to farming. So when they do farm or garden, they elevate the beds and farm some stuff. Mostly it's taro and root vegetables, that kind of thing. 2 is fishing. So they go out there's a pass, and they fish for tuna and marlin and all sorts of fish. 3 is pearl farming. So there's black pearl farms on the inside of the lagoon, and because the water is so clear, it's just a perfect place to make these valuable pearls. And then 4 The fourth thing is tourism. And tourism's kind of just hasn't overtaken all the other industries, but it is definitely contributing to the social economic fabric with there's a couple resorts here now. There's some diving destinations and people come and fly in. There is an airport here which has a flight I think twice a week.
I kind of love it here. Like, I kind of like that it's just a chilled out place. What are you guys doing? We are standing in the middle of the highway. It's 5 p.m. on a Monday night and we're alone out here.
Are you guys setting up a roadblock?
The main mode of transportation on Makemo is bicycle. Most people have bicycles. They have these awesome like tricycle bicycles that have these great panniers on the back and you can put all your stuff in it. It's fantastic. But this is a little bit treacherous because if someone's coming out here in the night, they're going to hit this and go head over here. So we will remove the roadblock. The houses here are beautiful. Like, there's so many amazing, cute, tropical homes, and it's like it's hard not to think, oh, I like that. That looks good. It's a very lovely spot here, and yeah, car.
Oh, there's a car coming, guys. So the way it works is you got the Pacific Ocean out here, a ring of coral, then you have the road, and then you have some housing. Looks like we have a person down. So we're just leaving the district of Tetikahora and entering Tikataike. So they do have districts here, or provinces perhaps, as indicated on the signs. It's very civilized. I mean, look at these roads. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Very civilized, very friendly, good healthcare. Shipping, hit and miss. Depends when the ferry comes in. Such a boy. Wow, we're entering another district. These are very small districts, it seems.
Unlike much of the world, life here in the Tuamotus really comes alive after dark. The sun is set, the heat has eased, and the night brings a new energy. This is one of the end-of-year school performances for the local elementary school. Everyone's welcome, everyone shows up. Family, friends, and neighbors gathering together to celebrate the kids.
What do you think, Willa? Is it good? It's a remora. There was a guy out fishing and he caught a fish, and so he was just cleaning it here. And so there's a lot of sharks swimming around. Sharks and rays, big rays. Wow! Yeah, they're big, eh? Those are called nurse sharks. Oh, there's another one. And those little ones that look like they're swimming upside down, those are remoras, and they attach to the sharks. And those are black tips. The nurse sharks have the two dorsal fins really close together, and they're almost the same height. And then they have not so much of a tail on the, like a fin on the bottom of their tail. But the lemon shark does. And they can be quite aggressive, the lemon sharks. So these are the nurse sharks here.
The nurse sharks, are they nice?
Yeah, they're nice. They still have teeth, but you can pet them. You gonna pet them, Dad? Those are the black tips circling around. There's our big ray friend. He came right out of the water to get some of the blood. Man, it was a hot one today. There was no wind. But the wind's gonna be coming in full force next week, so we gotta go find shelter.
Okay, let's go,
Bodhi.
guys.
Okay.
Let's leave the land on the land, eh, bud?
Please land on the land.
You ready, buddy?
Yeah.
You driving? Got hit by a needlefish, hardcore. I'm slimed. Oh my goodness.
embarrassing. We haven't quite finished scrubbing our bottom yet. Come to Makemo, you don't have to scrub your bottom. Check this out. Look at these fish. That's crazy. And you can see through the black nets pretty clearly, hey? Just munching away down there. They've put quite a dent in it. Ben managed to get the water line scrubbed. I've been trying to do it with the kids, but we don't ever make it very far. But the fish are doing it for us. It's amazing.
Here on this particular atoll, Makemo, they got a ton of these like sport venues. I don't know, it's just really nicely done for the community.
Isn't that a beautiful place to play? The college is right across the street, and I think there's like 5 islands that must come to Makemo for the like high. They call it high college, but it's like high school. And these covered areas are so brilliant. It's so good that this is provided for the kids. She said the eggs, you have to go that way. Woo, Diesel, we got Diesel here, and then they're gonna deliver it. It's fantastic. Everyone's wonderful here, and now we gotta go scooter along the main drag.
Okay, let's go, Bodhi. The thing about this atoll, Makemo, I don't know, maybe all the atolls here in French Poly are like this, but they're super happy and friendly here, it seems. I'm sure it's not like that all behind the scenes, but I have never probably come across a friendlier bunch of locals.
Go! We've never been to some of these atolls. Last time we kind of we skipped a lot, and we ended up just going from Aurora to Fakarava and Tal and then Tahiti. And we were determined to see a few more this time, and it's really working out for us. Do you think he just turned on his turbo booster?
Probably.
Makemo has been so good for provisioning. I cannot get over it. We've found vegetables that we haven't seen since we've got here. And also they had eggs. Eggs. There's 4 boxes. I'm gonna get 2. We're just about to head into the local craft market, and it's different on every island in every part of French Polynesia. They have different sort of crafts, and part of their traditional dress, I think a lot of it is. Some of it's quite modern, but it's really cool. They've got some beautiful shell stuff here in Makemo.
Whoa.
So they're like leis, but made out of shell. They're just beautiful.
Mom, here.
What about this, Ash? Can you put them on?
I'm not gonna do that right now.
Wow, is that a pearl?
Yeah, it's some sort of pearl, but it didn't form properly. Wow. Neat though, hey?
Look at that one.
Mama has one of these. The 2 motus is definitely known for their pearls, and you can see they have pearls everywhere here. They have a lot of different quality of pearls, and this is a whole string. It's really neat. These are cool. I like them. We had a good haul, hey Ben?
Yeah, really good.
You guys like it here?
I love flowers.
Oh, good.
With that, guys, we are headed off to another atoll. There's a big blow coming, a big gale, so we're gonna do a very slow sail overnight to the next atoll and find a little motu, as they call them, to anchor behind.
I'm kind of almost sad to be moving on so quick. There's a boat that's been anchored at the pier here they stayed 6 months before.
See you in the next video as we explore another crazy place here in the 2 motus.